Hello peeps, and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger, episode 41 of Season 5. Last episode we made ourselves a monster, didn't we? I did go ahead and put a sound muffler down here, because I got tired of listening to the thing. But, oh yeah, we made a monster. Now, we discovered that this thing is capable of producing stuff far faster than we're capable of smelting it. So we need to do something about this. I've decided, for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to store the flakes. We're not going to try and smelt them all at once because it's not going to happen. So we're going to store the flakes and then we're going to smelt them as we can. That way at least we can process all of our ore and get our backlog out. So we're going to need an ME interface. We'll go ahead and craft one of those up. We're going to need a little bit of flux cable. And probably need some transfer pipe. So, what we're going to do, instead of having everything go into the blue, white, blue ender chest, we're going to have it go into this ME interface. We're going to connect this right there. We now have a direct connection into our system for that interface. We're going to break this transfer node. And we are going to connect those two things. And now it's going to start flying through. And I mean flying. I was going to say, I brought my ender pouch with me, didn't I? Yes. We're going to start flying through backlog here. We need to break that chest. Okay. We are now processing at high speed. The problem with this is that it's probably going to fill up our drives pretty quick. So, we're going to want to upgrade all of these 4K storage cells again. This means we're going to need the components for 16K storage cells. Go up, damn you. There. How hard is it to go up? Yeah, because if we take a look at this, we've got 11,000 coal ore flakes in our system, and it's climbing rapidly. But the amount of coal ore in our system is dropping rapidly. So this is good. It's a step in the right direction. Let's go ahead and teach our system how to make storage components. So, to make a 1K storage component, we're actually going to do this over here. Blank patterns. So we're going to teach it how to make 1K storage components. We're not going to use pure Certus for this. We're going to use a regular Certus. And we're going to encode that pattern. Our system now knows how to make 1K storage. We don't want to use the inscriber, we want to use the molecular assembler. There we go. We now know how to make 1K storage components. If you take a look here, it also knows how to make those patterns, or it also knows how to make the circuits themselves, doesn't it? So, we're ahead of the game. Okay, in order to make a 4K storage component, that's what's required. Now, we don't have any of the 1Ks in stock, so we're going to have to craft a couple of them. We're going to craft 3. Doesn't take very long. Go ahead and toss them in. There we go. That's going to give us a 4K storage component. We'll encode that. And in here, the molecular assembler, we'll put that in. That's Certus quartz dust, and yeah. So we're going to need a way to automatically get Certus quartz dust. Well, I've got a pulverizer here. Let's go ahead and take the pulverizer out of our wall. So we're going to need to set up a way to get Certus quartz dust easily. Let's go ahead and patch the hole in the wall. There we go. For this, we're going to need an import bus, which means we need to make a sticky piston. We're also going to need another ME interface. And we're going to need an item transfer node. All right. Down on our auto crafting line, which is this line right here, we're currently using 8 channels out of 8, right? Actually, yeah, we're using 8 out of 8 channels there. I think I might need to P2P this up. Yeah, see, we're getting red lights in our drive over here. That's not good. I need a line that's not overly taxed. That's patched off of this line, which is 11 out of 32 channels. This line is... How many channels are we burning off over here? 4? I could just do it off this line, but then I'm too far away from my power, is the problem. So I think I might actually have to do it off of this line, which is okay, because I could take those redstone furnaces offline. How do I want to do this? How many channels am I even using here? I don't have a smart cable in here to tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I'm using 5 channels. So I could probably get away with having our pulverizer set up right here. Yeah, we can get away with that. Pulverizer there. We're going to import from the bottom. We're going to export to the side. Okay? We're going to put our ME interface. Let's see. There we go. ME interface will go there. And I'm going to end up entirely redoing my ME system in the near future here, so don't worry if it looks like crap. It's probably going to for a little while yet. All right, we need an export bus on this side. And our glass cable is going to connect like that. So now we just need a recipe for Certus quartz. We're going to tell our ME system here, and here we're going to have to switch this over to a crafting pattern. We're going to clear this, and we're going to tell it 1 Certus quartz will equal 1 Certus quartz dust. We'll switch this back over to processing patterns. We'll go downstairs, and we're going to put this encoded pattern right there. All right. If I come in here now, and I check Certus Quartz Dust, I have 49 in the system. I should be able to request another, say, 100. And we should very quickly see the amount of Certus in my system going up. I don't know why it's taking so long. Oh, because the export bus, or the import bus can't pull it fast enough. So we're going to need some acceleration cards. Damn it. And of course Becca waits until I start recording to ping me. Let me see what she wants real quick. Alright. So let's see here. That will give me the ability to make an absolute crap ton of Certus Quartz Dust with no problems whatsoever. Which means I can also make my glass with no problems whatsoever as long as I have an adequate supply of glass. Well, I currently don't. So, let's say we teach our system how to make glass. Well, for that we're going to need a furnace. You know, I could actually probably patch it off the same interface. If I'm sneaky about it. Let's go upstairs and get upstairs and get an item filter. We're going to take the inverted tungsten flake one and the printed logic circuit one. We don't need either of these anymore. We're going to need a redstone torch to reinvert this one. And we're going to get sand. We're going to get a piece of Certus. And we're going to get, holy crap, 17,000. Wow. Okay. We're going to get another import bus. Which means we're going to need another sticky piston. Give it. We're going to need a redstone furnace. And we're going to need to make a resonant frame for that. Actually, you know what? I don't think I have any signalium. Magma crucible fluid transposer. We're going to need some redstone. There we go. We'll get that cooking up. We'll need some buckets and the fluid transposer here. There we go. Toss that in. Okay, signalum blend is made with 3 pulverized copper and 1 pulverized silver. So we're going to get enough to make quite a bit of this. And we're going to hijack the pulverizer that we just set up. Remember, it doesn't really care what it's importing. It's just importing whatever happens to come out of it. Actually, let's do the silver first. That would make more sense. Because then once the silver is done, I can dump copper in, babysit it for a couple of seconds. Once it gets down to 32, I can dump this in. Then I can go start paying attention to my buckets. There we go. Pull out a bucket of redstone, second bucket of redstone, third bucket of redstone. And we'll make ourselves a buttload of signalum blend. I'm going to eventually want to be able to automate this process also. This will probably come after the grates rework. Now, that's going to get me my signalum blend, or my signalum ingots. So, we're going to look up the recipe for the redstone furnace. We're going to see we're going to need 2 copper gears. Got them. Reception coil. Got it. Bricks. Got them. Machine frame. Tin gear. You know what? Let's teach our system how to make machine frames, shall we? Because I make a lot of these things. And it seems to me like it's probably a better idea to be able to do this than to mess around with it, right? I'm going to encode that. We're going to need some more of those blank patterns, aren't we? Go ahead and get 10 more of them. Oh, I'm missing some glowstone. I am missing glowstone. Wow. Okay. Off to the nether we go then, huh? Thankfully, this should be fairly fast and painless now that I have the ability to create a fly. And the ability to suck up items. Oh, and if I were to fall, I'm immune to lava. Bees. Do I have my porter? I don't have my porter. I never remember that thing. Okay, let's just head home. I have a little over a stack of it now. Alright, back downstairs. We'll hijack the pulverizer to pulverize that into glowstone. And let's have a nibble of my grilled cheeser. Now, you guys might have noticed this last episode. I do have an environment controller here that has a saturation module in it. I'm pretty much not going to use this thing unless I'm idling AFK, because this thing makes it so I don't have to eat ever. And that kind of throws off the entire point of having harvest craft and everything in here. So I'm only using this when I'm idling to make sure I don't die of starvation. Feel free to use it if you want. The lever turns it on. Anyway, so we need some more blank patterns. I'm going to go ahead and craft 10 of them. We'll pull them out, toss them in here, in there. Alright. And we have one to craft our tin gear. We're going to need one to craft an electrum gear. We're going to need one to craft a signalum gear. We're going to need one to craft an Enderium gear. Alright. In this molecular assembler, we're going to toss those gear patterns, and we're going to go request one of each. Now, I don't currently have a way to auto-craft Enderium, but we'll get there eventually. Let's clear the pattern. Let's go ahead and teach it how to make a regular machine frame, a hardened machine frame, which is going to require a regular, we can auto-craft these now. There we go. We put that in the molecular assembler, now we can auto-craft that. Go ahead and craft one. The resonant machine frame is crafted like so. We'll go ahead and teach our molecular assembler how that magic works. And we'll craft one. Resonant machine frame is crafted like so. Nope. There we go. Now I should be able to tell it to craft a resonant machine frame, and it will give me one. Let's say I want another one. I should be able to do this, and I'm missing Enderium. Okay, well, I think I might have actually had some Enderium cooking out here. Oh yeah, we got some Enderium. Stupid frickin' skeleton. There we go, we got a stack of it. Now, even though I don't have any of the previous machine frames in stock, if I tell it to craft a machine frame, it knows exactly what it needs to do this. And look how fast that was. Oh, hell yeah. We like that. We can now craft our resonant redstone furnace. Awesome. We're going to need the standard augments, which means we're going to need 3 of these. We need one of you, one of you, and one of you. We're also going to need to get our flux cable back. We're also going to need a transfer node for items. We'll go ahead and make 4 of them. Probably want some transfer pipe. This item filter I'm going to program that it can only accept Certus quartz. We're going to go down, down, and in this pulverizer right here, we're going to put this, not that, we're going to put this right here. Item filter, Certus quartz crystal. That transfer node is only allowed to pull that item. Okay? Over here, we're going to pop down this other resonant furnace that I just made. We're going to need to augment it. There we go. On this side of the thing, we're going to put down, no, I'm going to put down another item transfer node. This one is only allowed to pull sand. Taking in from this side, exporting to that side. We connect this up. Boom. Boom. Got it. And I don't know if I'm going to have enough channels for this, so let's go get a smart cable and check our channel usage. I seriously do need to really rewire my AE system. It's pretty bad, actually. Okay, we are currently using 7 out of 8 channels. Okay, so I've got 1 free channel. I'm going to go ahead and put our import bus right there. Connect him up with some cable. We're just going to connect him right there. We're going to need our acceleration cards, which of course I put away. And I promise, guys, very soon we're going to get back to doing stuff other than rotary craft and material processing. We're going to be getting back into the magic mods. We're going to be doing some more bee stuff. I know I haven't forgotten about the bees. We're going to be getting back to it. Holy frick. Look at all those flakes. How much ore do I have left in my system? Almost none. That's what I want to see. How are we doing down here in our import chest? Our import chest is empty. Our extractor is empty. So we're now wasting power here. Let's not waste power. Remember that thing that I made last episode? The bedrock tension coil? We're going to use that thing. Provided my game didn't just crash. No, it was loading bedrockium drums. We're going to make ourselves an industrial coil. Now there's 2 different types of industrial coil. One is made with a tension coil, and that gives you an industrial coil that's capable of storing up to 720 megajoules. And I think it can output at a maximum speed and torque of 1024 each. That's not what we're going for. We're going to go for the bigger one, which can store 240 terajoules. Oh, yeah. Okay, we need some shaft units. That'll get us a shaft core. We're going to need a mount. I'm out of tin. So I guess we'll just make one out of steel. And we need a brake disc, which is a 2x gear unit, a shaft bearing, steel, more shaft units, so we may as well go ahead and make another one of them. The 2x gear unit is pretty easy if I have gears. So I'll have to craft up a couple of them. There we go. Put him away. The shaft bearing is just ball bearings around a piece of steel, so we'll make a bunch of ball bearings to get a shaft bearing. Put him away. And our brake disc, no. A brake disc is made like so. That gives us everything we need. Bedrock tension coil, shaft core, brake disc, mount. Gives us the industrial coil. The industrial coil is a wonderful item that lets you store tons and tons and tons of power easily. We're actually going to put this thing up right here. Why? I'm out of fuel, aren't I? No, I'm not out of fuel. I'm very close to out of fuel. Let's keep it from getting to out of fuel. Might have just been a momentary hiccup. Possible that I ran out of water for steam? But it looks like it's recovered. It looks like I'm getting good steam production. I do have one rope block of steam that's just kind of flying around there all willy-nilly. Alright, how am I doing for triso? I've got some depleted triso that's getting into the system, and that's part of the reason why I left this design open. Depleted triso, this stuff here, can take a long time to work its way down through the reactor and actually get sucked out into here. So every once in a while, if you're running this thing actively like I am, you might want to come in here and pull out your depleted triso. Just to make sure you're running at optimal efficiency. And it seems to like to get caught in the second pebble bed for some reason. Very rarely do I find any in the top pebble bed. It's always the bottom one, or the middle one it seems to be caught in. But that's going to get us some triso, so that's good. Looks like our thing has recovered. We're putting out... No, we're still only putting out 400 megawatts. Why am I not getting maximum production off of that? My heat exchanger is failing. My heat exchanger is running out of carbon dioxide. We might need to... Yeah, it's running out of hot CO2. Pebble beds are cooling off. Maybe because it's raining? So this is one thing I didn't test. I know that the biome can affect pebble bed performance. Okay. Is that going to balance us out? Are we going to be good? If this continues to be a problem, I might just disable one of those turbines. Oh, nope, now we're getting good production. Yeah, it must have been the rain. So I guess if you're running this thing, try and keep it from raining. Alright, anyway. We need to alter this bevel gear so that it's going to output to the south. And if we take a look at this, you're going to see it very quickly stored 90 megajoules, and then it stopped. Why did it stop? Well, this industrial coil requires ever-increasing amounts of torque in order to increase its... Yeah, we're having problems here. So I am going to temporarily disable this steam line. That's going to allow one turbine to run at max efficiency. And this one we don't care about. As long as this one's getting full steam, we're good. Actually, you know what? Let me check with my angular transducer here and see what kind of a backlog we have over here. 403 square meters of steam. What I might actually want to do is go get some steam line and just connect these two lines. Have to share their steam. So it seems like one of them is getting plenty. Yeah, let's do that. I need more steam line. Wool, liquid pipe. I am really out of wool. Alright, well that might be enough. Alright, let's splice these two steam lines together. Means that one's not necessary. We'll connect that. And that should share the steam equally between all of the lines. So once this thing finishes ramping up, we should be back in good shape. And then I will show you guys the bedrock coil thing. But for right now, we need to get back to what we were originally starting with, which is teaching our system how to make the 16K drives. To make a 16K storage component, we need 3 of the 4Ks plus some quartz glass, some glowstone dust, and an engineering processor. So we're going to need 3 of these 4Ks. It knows how to make all the components necessary, so we're in good shape there. A 16K storage component is made just like so. We'll encode that pattern. And you know what? We may as well go balls to the walls and teach it how to make the 64K. Let's go ahead and have it make 3 16Ks. This is going to take a few seconds because it's going to need to do a little bit of work. There we go. Okay, 64K storage component is crafted like so. We now know how to make that. We're going to put that in there. Let's go ahead and have it make 164K. Alright, now there's one last trick we need to be able to handle all of this nasty flake nonsense we've got going on here. We need what is it called? It's not an I/O port, it's not an energy acceptor. Is it just a cell workbench now? Alright, let's go get an empty 4K from our system, assuming we have any left, which it looks like we do. Yeah, we have an empty 4K. Or we have an empty 1K here, that'll work. We're going to pop that drive out of its housing. We're going to turn this into a 64K. Okay? We're going to put this drive in here. This is what we need. Okay. Going to clear this out. We're going to put everything in our inventory away, like everything, because we're going to need all the inventory space we can get our hands on. And we're going to pull one of every item called flake. This is going to take a minute. $13, $14, $15, $16, $17, $18, $19, $20, $21, $22. We're going to pull the tungsten flakes even though we can't process them in a furnace because we don't want them taking up space in our drive. So we pulled 25 different types of items. 9, 18, 19, 20, 21. We pulled 25 items. If I sort my inventory here, I should still have 25 items. That tells me I've got one of each flake, right? Right. We're now going to go through here and we're going to pop all of this stuff in here. Just like that. We're going to configure the partition based on that, right? Now, if I did this right, when I go downstairs and I put this thing in this drive, it should not accept anything except flakes. And any flakes that I put into the system should immediately get pulled into that drive because there's a drive that's specifically set to accept nothing but flakes, but it looks like I did it wrong. I wonder if it's because I hit the save again. So we'll pull out a diamond flake. Go back to the cell workbench and we'll do this again. Okay. Let's make sure I have the right item first of all, because it's been a long time since I've actually done anything with formatting. Security terminal, spatial pylons is not what I need. This looks like all multi-blocks. Alright, so matter condenser, IO port, cell workbench. I'm guessing that's what I needed. So let's go ahead and go down here. And for right now, I'm going to pop this in the ME chest. If I come in here, I should be able to put flakes in here. It should not be able to put ore in, which it is. Configures partition based on currently stored items. So I wonder if I need to go downstairs and get my ME chest off of the line. Let's go downstairs, pull the ME chest off the line. We're going to hook him up in a way that he's going to get nothing but power. Which means we're going to need some quartz. We're just going to pop him right here, but we're going to connect him with a piece of quartz cable. This way he gets power, but he's not getting data. So I should be able to put this stuff in here. Just like that. Take him out, put him in the cell workbench, configure the partition based on those items. And now, if I take this downstairs, plug that back in, and put the cell in here, I should see absolutely nothing except for these items coming in here. Right? Looks like it. Now, if I defrag my drive, which is done just by taking all of the cells out and popping them into this I/O terminal and letting them empty out, which can take a little while, although I think I can accelerate this. There we go. And then we'll pop these back in here. We'll pull the second set. Pop them in. Let that defrag. Pull the third set. Defrag them. And put these in. What I should see here is I should see in here all of my flakes. If I pull this cell out and go upstairs and look at my ME terminal, I'm not currently processing flakes. So I have no flakes in the system. They're all in here. I can now put this drive in here, and all of my flakes will get stored in that storage cell. That way I know I don't have to worry about running out of storage space anytime in the immediate future anyway. You can see though, 27,912 out of 6. Yeah. I'm already using about half of that storage cell to store those flakes. Now, last thing before we end the episode. This thing has now balanced out again. We're getting about 900 watts. This thing is only storing 90 megajoules. The industrial coil requires an ever-increasing amount of torque in order to charge it. So, if we come over here and we change this from a 32 speed ratio to a 16 torque ratio, we're now putting 200 to 400 kilonewton meters of torque through this, and this coil is now charging with massive amounts of energy. We're currently storing 40 gigajoules in this thing. Now, bear in mind, this thing has a maximum capacity of 240 terajoules. If this thing hits 240 terajoules and exceeds that, it will blow up, and the explosion is enough to wipe out most of my base. So you don't want that to happen. If you start getting close to this 240 terajoule mark, unplug it. Hook a second one up. Do something. Just don't let it hit that spot. You will regret every second of it if you do. Microturbine is running out of fuel again. This is quickly becoming an issue. But we've hit 50 minutes, and I don't want this one to run super, super long again. So I'm going to call this episode here, and next episode, hopefully, we will have a way, or we'll have a chance to look at possibly, maybe getting our flakes under control and increasing our storage capacity for ingots. The same way we did the flakes, with a dedicated drive. Might even get into some of the extra cells drives. Because extra cells increases your storage capacity even further. It has 256K storage, 1024K storage, 4096K storage, and a 16384K storage. Those get ridiculously expensive. But we may actually have to start looking at doing that depending on how much crap we continue to pull out of the world here. So, for the moment, we're going to call this episode, and I think what I might do for my ME rewire, I might actually do that on a live stream instead of an episode, because that way I'll have a more creative flow. I won't have to worry about running across a wall of, oh, my episode's 40 minutes, I have to start hurrying. So I might redo my ME system off camera on a live stream. Probably sometime tomorrow or Saturday. Tomorrow is wasted weekend for me. So starting in the evening, I'm going to be live streaming games very drunk, and I'm not going to want to redo a major AE system rewire while drunk. So maybe in the afternoon before I start drinking. Possibly. I don't know. I'll probably put up a short video and let you guys know that I'm live streaming if I do. But for right now, this has been Nightdagger with episode 41 of Mod of Minecraft with Nightdagger Season 5. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far, and I'll catch you later, peeps.